find a way to justify missing the signs I knew. My hands were tied the moment we met, and there was more to you. You were only 17, and I was your sixth release. A hostage on a silver plate to you, to you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I paid with my heart once, twice? If I'm blind to who you are, which of us was behind bars? Is it not enough that I barely got out with my life? I still carry every scar. Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name. Grass is green and so alive. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a strive. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Lions gone and come. The birds have just begun. Yeah, yeah. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone.
Hello, welcome in.
The beauty of the world. Savannah.
And I just realized I forgot to change my stream title. Give me a second.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
So, sorry about that. There we go. Now it works, and apparently I forgot to turn on my captions. Changing that right now. So there we go. Captions should work now. So yeah, today is more heart knitting time because I still have a list of subscriber hearts to get through. This one is for Borlak. And he chose this beautiful dark red. Which I really like. So this is going to be extra fun. It's always more fun to knit with a yarn that you are happy about. So let me get this set up. And oh, I forgot something else. Today is another Brain Weasels Day apparently. But, well, I'm going to start Stream Raiders in a moment. So we can get to the boss today. And in about an hour we are going to read Snow White. Because it's Sunday and Sunday is story time. So there is Stream Raiders. I have not checked the quests yet. Kill a glitched unit, kill flying units, earn gold and place flying rogues. Well, that I can do. Then let's see if we can do something about this loyalty skin chest. If you play Stream Raiders, join the battle. Since this is the first battle for today, I'm going to start with my tank. Because he's stronger, flying rogue can come in later. Now please join me and let's see if we can win this battle and start strong. So now for my officially least favorite round on the hearts. The one that is every time very fiddly and annoying. So excuse me while I mentally swear at my yarn and feel like I'm breaking my fingers. because there's nothing to hold on to yet. Okay, it's actually going pretty smoothly in this yarn. I've had more stubborn yarns. Tonight my son will take over dinner duties. He's promised to make us wraps. Well, we usually use some ground beef, fry that and add red beans and tomato paste and bell peppers, stuff like that, whatever we feel like, make it nice and spicy, and then we eat it with wraps and some cheese and kind of rolled up like a burrito, but it's not really a burrito or anything Mexican. It's basically let's see, what can I cook today that's not again pasta with bolognese sauce, because that's what my son kept asking for all the time. Let's change it up. And we happen to like the results, so we make it more often. It's one of those things that I created without ever using a recipe, so it's just, when we say we are making wraps, we all know what we mean. If we are feeling fancy, we add guacamole and sour cream and I don't know, all kinds of things, but that is our basic recipe, if you can call it one. So where is my marker? There it is. And I should not forget to drink my coffee. So need to sort this stuff here. Hey Moose, welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm mostly focused on my knitting here because I'm still in the awkward there is not enough fabric yet stage. Not too bad. Well, I'm doing pretty good today. I just mentioned I don't have to take care of dinner, and yeah, yesterday brother-in-law was here and brought cake. So we had a nice relaxed weekend. You had a snowstorm yesterday. Yeah, I heard that was hitting in many parts of the US. We still have not seen a single snowflake here this winter. A blizzard. That's not fun. Hey Bolak, you live in a very windy area. I have forgotten which... Oh no, I have not forgotten which part of the US you live in, because the moose gives a hint. I remember that. So this is the tiny beginning of the heart for you, Bolak. There is the dark red that you picked. Will take a bit of time to look like something. Mount Washington, which is a couple hours away, had the highest wind speed ever recorded. You don't know if that record still stands. Oh. That really does not sound too good, so I hope, yeah, everything is okay where you live and everyone is okay. My son has a friend over and I hear the guitar in the background. You're okay, you don't think you even lost power, which is a miracle. Yeah, I heard that happens quite often with storms, so... And lost power in winter is especially not good, depending on how your heating works. So I should sit properly. Much easier when knitting than when doing embroidery. You have a backup generator because you once lost power for 2 weeks in December. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I can remember anything like that happening in Germany, like, ever. If something is really bad, there might be short power cuts for maximum an hour. And that is already long, but 2 weeks? Ooh. I would still have heating without power, but I would not be able to have hot water. Would not be able to cook because I have nothing to cook on that does not require electricity. So, any Stream Raiders players that are around, please join my battle. It's a loyalty skin chest, so there might be some really nice loot. So yeah, today is heart knitting time again, because there is still way too many on my list that need to be finished. So I should keep working on them, even if I want to get the dragon done already. Today it's hearts and story time at around 5, probably a bit later. So in about 40-50 minutes from now. So how is everyone's weekend going? For those that have not been caught in a blizzard. Mine was pretty quiet, with a visit from a brother-in-law yesterday, and yeah, we tried to sleep in today, but well, yeah, we managed to sleep in, but sleeping at night wasn't all that easy because some young people decided to have a party behind our house, which means they were right in front of our bedroom window and they were loud. And that was in the middle of the night, so yeah. It wasn't all that restful tonight. Yeah, ugh. I was just about to fall asleep when they started. And I went to bed past midnight. So yeah, that was not all too much fun, but at least I could sleep in today. You used to live like that, had to get earplugs because you could not sleep. Yeah, usually it's pretty quiet here. Especially since our bedroom goes out to the back of the house and not to the front where people walk past. But yeah. Last night someone decided behind our house might be a great place to have drinks with friends. Because of some weird reason. Because if you ask me, it's too cold at night to stand outside and drink and talk for at least an hour. But well, what do I know? Hello, Liv. Thank you. You saw me staring at the chat, right? Thank you for the follow and welcome in. And yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. Hope you too. Are you a crafter yourself, or how did you find me? I'm curious. You're from Canada and just starting your day, yeah? I know I have a lot of people from the US and from Canada joining me occasionally. It's always morning for them. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Hello Kevin, and thanks for the time warp. I think I have my audio a bit too low because I missed the first part of it. But Liv, you are a crafter, mostly sewing, but will try any craft. Yeah, I mostly knit and crochet, but do embroidery as well, and always have more than one project on the go, and have done paper crafts and some sewing and a little bit of everything. And yay, the package arrived. Good to hear. Oh, thank you. You finished your first cross stitch and are now trying embroidery. See, I have never really gotten into cross stitch. I learned that as a kid. Embroidery is more like painting with yarn, and I like that idea. Yeah, at the moment I'm working on stream on the embroidered dragon you saw, because I had made one and got asked by someone in chat if I could make one for them. And now we are doing an art exchange, and today I'm making subscriber hearts, because everyone who subscribes for the first time, either themselves with a Prime sub or get a gift sub, can choose a yarn color, and then I will knit them a heart. That's going to live in a vase behind me. I'm going to show you. There are lots of hearts in there, and I make them in the viewer's color choice, and after 12 months of subscription they can decide whether they want it sent to their home or not. And yeah, whenever I have subscriber hearts to knit, I am doing that on my Sundays. And on Sundays I read a fairy tale. Yes, I really will read the fairy tale. I usually do that about an hour after I start stream. So people will actually hopefully get the notification that I'm on and have joined. So it will be in about half an hour. Well, a bit more, probably 40 minutes, because I'm going to wait until after the Stream Raiders battle. So Fairy Tail is still going to happen. You were browsing the making and crafting section here on Twitch. The Snow White title made you curious. Yeah, all the Grimm's fairy tales are copyright free, so they can be read without any problems, so I will not get into any trouble with my stream. And yes, it's the Grimm's fairy tale version, just translated into English. Because I am German, but if I read them to you in German, almost nobody here would understand them. I have 1 or 2 followers from Germany, but yeah, the rest of you, not so much. I read them from this site that I just linked in chat, because they have most of them translated into English and they are the original versions. Yes, the gruesome versions with cut off feet in Cinderella and all this stuff, but yeah, that's the versions I read when I was a child. And I'm quite happy to find them as translations and be able to read them. You have read all the princess tales from the Grimm's books. Oh, I read all of them at some point, I think, because, well, I loved to read and I got my hands on every book I was allowed to read, and yeah, the fairy tales were definitely part of that. We have already done Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty in the past. And yeah, I'm slowly going through the list. And once we are done with the Grimm stories, then I might read some Andersen stories and I don't know. Until I run out of fairy tales I want to read and that are not too long to cover in stream. Yes, Hans Christian Andersen is on the list, but I'm not sure. The Little Mermaid might definitely be too long to read on stream. Or I might make a special stream that's just story reading and nothing else. But yeah, he did a lot of stories, and they are all in English online as well and are copyright free, so I can definitely read some of them. Sorry, I'm counting for a moment. Okay. Then I still have a bunch to knit. I'm definitely going to do the Emperor's New Suit at some point. Probably The Princess and the Pea, but let me check. The Little Mermaid is rather long. So I might leave that for a special stream where I do nothing but read the story. Princess and the Pea is actually very short. But yeah, there's a lot of options for me. Hey, Lady B. And don't worry about being chatty. The reason why I craft on stream is that I like to talk to people while I'm crafting and not sit there on my own without company, so it's perfectly fine to talk. And I'm pretty sure if other people have anything they want to say, they will get in between. Yes, chatty good and coffee good. I just finished my coffee. So, by now we have a bit of red fabric that I can actually show for Borlaug. It's going to be a really pretty red heart. So, let's do a little shout out for Lady B before the battle is ready. Lady B is an awesome artist who does mostly acrylic pourings and sometimes is playing games. But yeah, if you like to watch people do art and are looking for a wonderful person who has a safe space for everyone, then definitely go follow Lady B. You've been photographing stuff you did yesterday on stream and editing them and uploading them. Your brain is done for today. Oh yes, I know how that goes. The only thing I did today was updating finally my yarns for the subscriber hearts. So we have a new photo with new yarns, and all the ones that are used up are taken away. So I don't get requests for the same yarns over and over that are already spoken for. And now I'm slowly working my way through the list. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to do after this one. Putting stuff on the website is so laborious, but well, it is necessary. Yeah, it's all this stuff you do if you have a business, like actually having a website and advertising it and posting on social media and editing photos and all this stuff, yeah, that most people don't even see, where you need to be kind of skilled in or get skilled in, because if you're just starting and are not really successful already, you will have no money to pay someone else. And yes, the battle is ready. There we go. This does not look too good for us, but well, we'll see. I'm going to curse this group of enemies, and we'll see how far we get with this one. And just so I don't forget, I need to drink some water. Well, we are still standing. It looks like we are going to win this. Yes, we have won. Yes, your epic units were very helpful. Most kills and most assists go to Kevin. 8 gold for everyone, 200 gold go to Kevin as well, and 3 musketeer scrolls to Telepeel. Congrats! So, one more battle and then we have a boss battle already. You needed that gold? Well, then it's great that you got it. Oh god, this map. I don't like this map. Okay. I'm going to place my flying rogue. Yeah. Half a millimeter too low. There. Please join me in battle. Link should be in the chat. So, and I completely missed Moose will be back. Well, thanks for stopping by and I hope to see you soon. And Liv, you have never played this before. I quite like it and think it's a fun game to do in between, but yeah, no pressure. Never feel like you must join into anything that I'm doing here. I'm just as happy with having people lurk around as with them chatting or playing Stream Raiders or whatever. Although, as I said earlier, it's much more fun when I have someone to talk to. So, how long do the hearts take me to knit? About an hour? Plus, yeah, depends on how the stream goes, how chatty I am, how distracted I get. But usually about an hour. So I usually get one heart knit during stream on a Sunday and one halfway finished with the story in between. Sometimes I might get 2 done in one stream. I don't even have to look at the pattern anymore because I have made so many of them already. But they are still great fun projects, so I like making them. And I definitely like looking at all of the ones that I already have because they are such a great reminder of all the love and support I receive here. And whenever I feel like, oh, streaming, does that really do anything for me? Is it worth the time? And then I look at the hearts and I see, yes, it is worth it because there are people around who enjoy it. So I have basically reached the goal with streaming, to have people entertained, have people to talk to, and yeah, the hearts remind me on bad days that I'm actually not doing bad on that front. Hello Mickey Timati, welcome in. How are you doing today? In about 25-30 minutes, so after the next Stream Raiders battle, I'm going to read Snow White. I should count my stitches again. Okay, almost done with the increases here. And then I can start on the top part. So just for everyone who is new here. Oh, hello Mama Teach, enjoy your luck. Who is new here and doesn't know me properly yet. I'm Yvonne from Germany. I live here with my 17-year-old son, who occasionally randomly appears on stream, and with my partner, who might appear as well if he needs something from this room. And yeah, I mostly knit and crochet. Everything you see down there sorry, is stuff I have knit and designed and am selling the pattern for, or it's a pretty picture of yarn. Hello Andy, how are you today? Crochet seems easier than knitting to you. Your mom taught you a bit of both, but you get so anxious when you drop a stitch when knitting. Yeah, when you drop a stitch with crochet and you maybe lose 1 or 2 stitches, if you drop it in knitting, it can happen that it goes down to the bottom, and when you are not experienced in knitting, you don't know how to fix that. But if you keep at it, you will learn how to fix that, and then it's not all that scary anymore. Because you can catch that stitch again and get it back up again. But yeah, crochet feels much safer. Yes, you would drop a stitch, then call your mom to meet up and help you. Yeah. But that's not unusual. When you are pretty new to it, how are you supposed to know how to fix it? You need to learn that. I have been knitting almost every day since I was pregnant with my son. And as I mentioned, he is 17 now, so I have had quite some time to learn, and that's why I feel comfortable doing it on stream, because I can focus on chatting and everything else, and knitting still works, unless I have something too complicated. Because, yeah, try to chat and count at the same time. That's not going to work. One of the two will go horribly wrong. You're crocheting some dishcloth, but that is about the extent of what you can do. You sew a lot, so yeah. If you prefer sewing and want to spend more time on that, then that's perfectly fine. Then that is your main craft. For me, it's knitting and crochet, and I do so occasionally because I'm not very good at it, and well, it takes time, and I don't feel like I have the time to put into it, so I can get really good because there's so much else that I want to do and that I want to spend time on, and there is only a limited amount of hours in my day. I already added embroidery to my list of crafts that take a lot of time. I started on that last summer, and yeah. So I have one more craft, and yeah. Probably, because even with me just occasionally sewing, I have a fabric stash. Because I might want to make something out of this at some point. And yarn is even worse. Although I'm pretty much on a yarn diet unless I need it for a project. Because I moved last summer, and I moved between cities to live with my partner, and I'm still looking for a job, so right now we live off one income, which reduces the amount of money we can spend on hobbies by quite a lot. So yeah, new yarn is only allowed for things that are going to happen pretty soon, and only if I don't have yarn in my stash that I can use for it. It's a fun way to describe it, but yeah, it kind of feels like dieting as well. You have put yourself on a fabric diet then too. Yeah, but I still have plenty of yarns and more than enough patterns to make with the yarns I have, so I should not get any trouble with not having enough to do anytime soon. Okay, setting up for the top part of the heart. So after this round we are going to split up and make the two top parts. This is always the point where I feel like I'm almost done, because everything that happens now will get fewer stitches per round and not more, so it's going quickly. So let me grab a piece of scrap yarn. And my darning needle. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I'm going to knit the top on the right side and the stitches on the left side get put on hold. And because I don't want them to drop, I'm putting a needle through all the stitches and going to pull some yarn through, and then the stitches can't drop because they stay on the yarn. So, first half, and the same on the back of the heart. So now nothing can happen to the stitches because they are on a piece of yarn, and I can just knit on one half of the heart. So just you can see. You see the yarn goes through the live stitches, so yeah. Well, any craft is. I'm probably, if I watched you sewing, I would go, oh, that's how you do this. Oh, oh, I never knew. Because sewing is not my main craft. That is why you don't knit. Well, you don't have to. You save a word every day, much easier for you. Right. Superhero Andy. Savior of words. But yeah, as I said with knitting, I'm doing it for 17 years now. Of course I have some skills developed, because otherwise I probably would have given up long ago if I hadn't managed to get better. I don't even want to think about how many hours I put into knitting since I started with it. And let me tell you, my first things were pretty wonky and weird looking and full of mistakes. The first socks I knit for myself had only half a heel. But I still wore them. And I learned how to do it properly, so the second pair had a proper heel. So, as chat just reminded me with my bot, in Friday after next, on February 11, I am part of a weight train event where I will make something inspired by the theme love. Yes, they were so much fun to make. It's a hand-dyed super soft cotton yarn that I bought, and it was such a pleasure to work with the yarn, and I did them in crochet. I love them. because I am allergic to wool, which means I'm mostly knitting with cotton, bamboo, linen, and other plant fiber and blends of those. And finding a really soft and airy and therefore warm cotton yarn was fun. And yeah, getting it in hand dyed in such a beautiful color was an extra bonus. So almost done with this half. Yes, wool in the dryer does not work well, that does felt. But there are some really soft wools that I really would like to work with and to wear. They are usually the more expensive yarns, but I am actually allergic to it, so I get rashes on my skin when I wear it, and when I knit with it, there's always some bits of fiber shedding, and when I breathe that in, I get asthma attacks. And that is no fun at all, so I stay clear from any kind of animal fiber yarn. Hello! That's my partner, he's back from visiting his brother. And I got tangled in my needle. No, I got to free myself. I managed. Ooh, quick kisses. Kisses are always good. But I just need a second here because I got tangled again. You're too distracting. Liv, you wonder if lanolin would bother me. It's an ingredient in some lotions and basically comes from sheep's wool. For allergic reactions, you mean? Yes. Yes, it does bother me too. Allergies are no fun at all. So, it's beginning to look like it's going to be hard. Now I need some more water. So, all the Stream Raiders players, please remember to place your units. I see we have quite a few already. But can't hurt to get a few more, just to be on the safe side. And after this battle, it's going to be story time. So, Now, getting my needle through the stitches again, so I can pull the yarn out and nothing gets lost. One half done.
I can't believe how you let me go now. I gave you my heart.
There is something about the Snow White tail that made you laugh. You will have to tell me after. Oh, please do. So, all stitches back on the needle. Nothing dropped down. But Stream Riders is almost ready, so I'm not going to start on that part of the top. I'm going to have the look here already. Yes, hydrating. Thank you, Andy. You always take care of me so I don't forget. So, what are we going to do? I think I'm going to give my flying rogue and the other rogues a haste, so this is going faster and they have a better chance to evade enemies. This is looking good. Down there the battle is going well, but Lady Niska, why are you going to run into a corner? But well, we have won! Most kills, Andy. Most assists, Mama Tate. 7 gold for everyone. 2 Centurion scrolls for Andy and 1 Flying Rogue scroll for Mama Tate. Congrats! And now for the boss battle. Let me see. Level 10. This one I have to protect. And this one I have to take down. Ranged. Ooh, and it makes epics of the other units. That is not good. So, what's going to work against that unit? Nothing is effective against that one. Right. Okay. Then my warrior is going over there for protection. And we should place some units there and there. Please join me. and we are now going to get ready to read a story. Turning the music off. There we go. So there is my story. Today we are going to read Snow White by the Brothers Grimm. It was the middle of winter and the snowflakes were falling like feathers from the sky, and a queen sat at her window working, and her embroidery frame was of ebony. And as she worked, gazing at times out on the snow, she pricked her finger, and there fell from it 3 drops of blood on the snow. And when she saw how bright and red it looked, she said to herself, "Oh, that I had a child as white as snow, as red as blood, and as black as the wood of the embroidery frame." Not very long after, she had a daughter with a skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony, and she was named Snow White. And when she was born, the queen died. After a year had gone by, the king took another wife, a beautiful woman, but proud and overbearing, and she could not bear to be surpassed in beauty by anyone. She had a magic looking-glass, and she used to stand before it and look in it and say, "Looking-glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" And the looking-glass would answer, "You are the fairest of them all." And she was contented, for she knew that the looking-glass spoke the truth. Now Snow White was growing prettier and prettier, and when she was 7 years old she was as beautiful as they, far more so than the queen herself. So one day when the queen went to her mirror and said, "Looking-glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" it answered, "Queen, you are full fair, 'tis true, but Snow White fairer is than you." That gave the queen a great shock, and she became yellow and green with envy, and from that hour her heart turned against Snow White, and she hated her. And envy and pride like ill weeds grew in her heart, higher every day, until she had no peace day or night. At last she sent for a huntsman and said, "Take the child out into the woods, so that I may set eyes on her no more. You must put her to death, and bring me her heart for a token." The huntsman consented and led her away. But when he drew his cutlass to pierce Snow White's innocent heart, she began to weep and to say, "Oh, dear huntsman, do not take my life. I will go away into the wild wood and never come home again." And as she was so lovely, the huntsman had pity on her and said, "Away with you then, poor child." For he thought the wild animals would be sure to devour her, and it was as if a stone had been rolled away from his heart when he spared to put her to death. Just at that moment a young wild boar came running by, so he caught and killed it, and taking out its heart he brought it to the queen for a token. And it was salted and cooked, and the wicked woman ate it up, thinking that there was an end of Snow White. Now, when the poor child found herself quite alone in the wild woods, she felt full of terror, even of the very leaves on the trees, and she did not know what to do for fright. Then she began to run over the sharp stones and through the thorn bushes, and the wild beasts after her, but they did her no harm. She ran as long as her feet would carry her, and when the evening drew near, she came to a little house, and she went inside to rest. Everything there was very small, but as pretty and clean as possible. There stood the little table ready laid and covered with a white cloth, and 7 little plates, and 7 knives and forks and drinking cups. By the wall stood 7 little beds, side by side, covered with clean white quilts. Snow White, being very hungry and thirsty, ate from each plate a little porridge and bread, and drank out of each little cup a drop of wine, so as not to finish up one portion alone. After that she felt so tired that she lay down on one of the beds, but it did not seem to suit her. One was too long, another too short, but at last the 7th was quite right, and so she lay down upon it, committed herself to heaven, and fell asleep. When it was quite dark, the masters of the house came home. They were 7 dwarfs, whose occupation was to dig underground among the mountains. When they had lighted their 7 candles, and it was quite light in the little house, they saw that someone must have been in, as everything was not in the same order in which they left it. The first said, "Who has been sitting in my little chair?" The second said, "Who has been eating from my little plate?" The third said, "Who has been taking my little loaf?" The fourth said, "Who has been tasting my porridge?" The fifth said, "Who has been using my little fork?" The sixth said, "Who has been cutting with my little knife?" The 7th said, "Who has been drinking from my little cup?" Then the first one, looking round, saw a hollow in his bed, and cried, "Who has been lying on my bed?" And the others came running and cried, "Someone has been on our beds too." But when the 7th looked at his bed, he saw little Snow White lying there asleep. Then he told the others, who came running up, crying out in their astonishment, and holding up their 7 little candles to draw a light upon Snow White. "Oh goodness, oh gracious," cried they, "what beautiful child is this?" and were so full of joy to see her that they did not wake her, but let her sleep on. And the 7th dwarf slept with his comrades, an hour at a time with each, until the night had passed. When it was morning and Snow White awoke and saw the 7 dwarfs, she was very frightened, but they seemed quite friendly and asked her what her name was, and she told them. And then they asked how she came to be in their house. And she related to them how her stepmother had wished her to be put to death, and how the huntsman had spared her life, and how she had run the whole day long until at last she had found their little house. Then the dwarf said, "If you will keep our house for us, and cook and wash and make the beds and sew and knit and keep everything tidy and clean, you may stay with us, and you shall lack nothing." "With all my heart," said Snow White, and so she stayed and kept the house in good order. In the morning the dwarfs went to the mountain to dig for gold. In the evening they came home, and their supper had to be ready for them. All the day long the maiden was left alone, and the good little dwarfs warned her, saying, "Beware of your stepmother. She will soon know you are here. Let no one into the house." Now the queen, having eaten Snow White's heart, as she supposed, felt quite sure that now she was the first and fairest. So she came to her mirror and said, "Looking glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" And the glass answered, "Queen, thou art of beauty rare, but Snow White, living in the glen with the 7 little men, is 1,000 times more fair." Then she was very angry, for the glass always spoke the truth, and she knew that the huntsman must have deceived her, and that Snow White must still be living. and she thought and thought how she could manage to make an end of her, for as long as she was not the fairest in the land, envy left her no rest. At last she thought of a plan. She painted her face and dressed herself like an old peddler woman, so that no one would have known her. In this disguise she went across the 7 mountains until she came to the house of the 7 little dwarfs, and she knocked at the door and cried, "Fine wares to sell! Fine wares to sell!" Snow White peeped out of the window and cried, "Good day, good woman, what have you to sell?" "Good wares, fine wares," she answered, "laces of all colors," and she held up a piece that was woven of variegated silk. "I need not be afraid of letting in this good woman," thought Snow White, and she unbarred the door and bought the pretty lace. "What a figure you are, child," said the old woman. "Come and let me lace you properly for once." Snow White, suspecting nothing, stood up before her and let her lace her with the new lace. But the old woman laced so quick and tight that it took Snow White's breath away, and she fell down as dead. "Now you have done with being the fairest," said the old woman as she hastened away. Not long after that, towards evening, the 7 dwarfs came home and were terrified to see their dear Snow White lying on the ground, without life or motion. They raised her up, and when they saw how tightly she was laced, they cut the lace in 2. Then she began to draw breath, and little by little she returned to life. When the dwarfs heard what had happened, they said, "The old peddler woman was no other than the wicked queen. You must beware of letting anyone in when we are not here." And when the wicked woman got home, she went to her glass and said, "Looking glass against the wall, who is fairest of us all?" And it answered as before, "Queen, thou art of beauty rare, but Snow White, living in the glen with the 7 little men, is 1,000 times more fair." Just a second, I need to drink a sip. When she heard that, she was so struck with surprise that all the blood left her heart, for she knew that Snow White must still be living. "But now," she said, "I will think of something that will be her ruin." And by witchcraft she made a poisoned comb. Then she dressed herself up to look like another different sort of old woman. So she went across the 7 mountains and came to the house of the 7 dwarfs, and knocked at the door and cried, "Good wares to sell, good wares to sell." Snow White looked out and said, "Go away, I must not let anybody in." "But you are not forbidden to look," said the old woman, taking out the poisoned comb and holding it up. It pleased the poor child so much that she was tempted to open the door, and when the bargain was made, the old woman said, "Now for once your hair shall be properly combed." Poor Snow White, thinking no harm, let the old woman do as she would, but no sooner was the comb put in her hair than the poison began to work, and the poor girl fell down senseless. "Now, you paragon of beauty," said the wicked woman, "this is the end of you," and went off. By good luck it was now near evening, and the 7 little dwarfs came home. When they saw Snow White lying on the ground as dead, they thought directly that it was the stepmother's doing, and looked about, found the poisoned comb, and no sooner had they drawn it out of her hair than Snow White came to herself and related all that had passed. Then they warned her once more to be on her guard, and never again to let any one in at the door. And the queen went home and stood before the looking-glass and said, "Looking-glass against the wall, who is fairest of us all?" And the looking-glass answered as before, "Queen, thou art of beauty rare, but Snow White living in the glen with the 7 little men is 1,000 times more fair." When she heard the looking-glass speak thus, she trembled and shook with anger. "Snow White shall die," cried she, "though it should cost me my own life." And she went to a secret lonely chamber where no one was likely to come, and there she made a poisonous apple. It was beautiful to look upon, being white with wet cheeks, so that anyone who should see it must long for it. But whoever ate even a little bit of it must die. When the apple was ready, she painted her face and clothed herself like a peasant woman and went across the 7 mountains to where the 7 dwarfs lived. And when she knocked at the door, Snow White put her head out of the window and said, "I dare not let anybody in, the 7 dwarfs told me not." "All right," answered the woman, "I can easily get rid of my apples elsewhere. There, I will give you one." "No," answered Snow White, "I dare not take anything." "Are you afraid of poison?" said the woman. "Look here, I will cut the apple in 2 pieces. You shall have the red side, I will have the white one." For the apple was so cunningly made that all the poison was in the rosy half of it. Snow White longed for the beautiful apple, and as she saw the peasant woman eating a piece of it, she could no longer refrain, but stretched out her hand and took the poisoned half. But no sooner had she taken a morsel of it into her mouth than she fell to the earth as dead. And the queen, casting on her a terrible glance, laughed aloud and cried, "As white as snow, as red as blood, as black as ebony, this time the dwarfs will not be able to bring you to life again." And when she went home and asked the looking-glass, "Looking-glass against the wall, who is fairest of us all?" at last it answered, "You are the fairest now of all." Then her envious heart had peace, as much as an envious heart can have. The dwarfs, when they came home in the evening, found Snow White lying on the ground, and there came no breath out of her mouth, and she was dead. They lifted her up, thought if anything poisonous was to be found, cut her laces, combed her hair, washed her with water and wine, but all was of no avail. The poor child was dead and remained dead. Then they laid her on a bier and set all 7 of them round it, and wept and lamented 3 whole days. And then they would have buried her, but that she looked still as if she were living, with her beautiful blooming cheeks. So they said, "We cannot hide her away in the black ground." And they had made a coffin of clear glass so as to be looked into from all sides, and they laid her in it and wrote in golden letters upon it her name, and that she was a king's daughter. Then they set the coffin out upon the mountain, and one of them always remained by it to watch. And the birds came too and mourned for Snow White, first an owl, then a raven, and lastly a dove. Now for a long while Snow White lay in the coffin and never changed, but looked as if she were asleep, for she was still as white as snow, as red as blood, and her hair was as black as ebony. It happened, however, that one day a king's son rode through the wood and up to the dwarf's house, which was near it. He saw on the mountain the coffin and beautiful Snow White within it, and he read what was written in golden letters upon it. Then he said to the dwarfs, "Let me have the coffin, and I will give you whatever you like to ask for it." But the dwarfs told him that they could not part with it for all the gold in the world. But he said, "I beseech you to give it me, for I cannot live without looking upon Snow White. If you consent, I will bring you to great honor and care for you as if you were my brethren." When he so spoke, the good little dwarfs had pity upon him, and gave him the coffin, and the king's son called his servants and bid them carry it away on their shoulders. Now it happened that as they were going along, they stumbled over a bush, and with the shaking the bit of poisoned apple flew out of her throat. It was not long before she opened her eyes, threw up the cover of the coffin, and sat up, alive and well. "Oh dear, where am I?" cried she. The king's son answered, full of joy, "You are near me." And relating all that had happened, he said, "I would rather have you than anything in the world. Come with me to my father's castle, and you shall be my bride." And Snow White was kind and went with him, and their wedding was held with pomp and great splendor. But Snow White's wicked stepmother was also bidden to the feast, and when she had dressed herself in beautiful clothes, she went to her looking-glass and said, "Looking-glass upon the wall, who is fairest of us all?" The looking-glass answered, "O Queen, although you are of beauty rare, the young bride is 1,000 times more fair." Then she wailed and cursed and was beside herself with disappointment and anger. First she thought she would not go to the wedding, but then she felt she should have no peace until she went and saw the bride. And when she saw her, she knew her for Snow White, and could not stir from the place for anger and terror. For they had ready red-hot iron shoes in which she had to dance until she fell down dead. The end. Okay, that was a longer story, and I noticed my voice giving out on me. I'm not used to reading that much in one go. I hope you still enjoyed it. It's been quite some time since I last read it. So, music back on. The end was that they put her into red-hot iron shoes and had her dance until she fell down dead. So, looking back on the chat, only the English translation is so weird. Looking glass. Well, looking glass is an old-fashioned term for mirror. And yes, the queen is such a savage and a cannibal as far as she knew. Yes. And this is why we have to kill all kings and queens. They are all bad, at least in the fairy tales. Nah, not all. There are some good ones. And imagine sleeping in a kid's bed as an adult. Well, they are dwarfs. The part that made you chuckle was how the prince is just riding on by, then is basically like, "Hey, can I have your dead girl? Okay, thanks." Yeah, it's kind of weird. And if you remember, it said when Snow White was 7, she was fairer than the queen, and the queen had her killed, and there is no mention of years passing in between. So she is 8, maybe, when the prince marries her. That is weird. And yeah, I have a morbid sense of humor too. Yeah, I didn't even remember the age, but in the story, it's the only time her age is mentioned is that she's 7, and then the mirror tells the queen that she is fairer. So, you. I should maybe change so you can see me knitting again. So, does anyone have a favorite fairy tale? Probably The Little Mermaid. It was your favorite Disney movie. Yes, it's a great movie, but I like the actual fairy tale a lot better, even though it is really, really sad. I like a lot of the Disney movies, but they are such cleaned up version of the fairy tales, and I think that's a bit disappointing. In the original story, she keeps a sea garden of red flowers, you think, and Disney nods to it with the red flower accessory they give her. Yes, yes, there are a lot of nods to the original story, but there is yeah, all this well, that she is cursed to feel pain when she walks, and that she needs to convince the prince to love her, and he doesn't, and then she basically turns to sea foam in the original story. So we are going to curse the boss in this. And then I'm sharing the screen, and then we are doing Stream Raiders and starting the battle. Let's hope this goes well. Hey, we are supposed to defend you. Why are you running over here? He told me we are supposed to defend you. What's going on? Oh, it fights on our side. Interesting. Well, we have won. Most kills Andy, most assists Waxman 5. 8 gold for everyone. 1 monk scroll for Kevin, 1 flying rope for Andy, and 1 centurion for Mama Teach. Congrats! We have defeated the boss. And I get to collect things. I'm going to catch up with chat in a moment. So I can upgrade a unit. Now let's see. There we have this chest and this chest. Okay. We are going to start up here. I'm going to place an archer. Please join me. So, and now I will try to finish this heart so I can get started on another one. So, catching up on chat. Farmer Hans Christian Andersen wrote to teach morals. Yeah. And Liv, you have a beautiful illustrated copy of The Little Mermaid. You will have to check the artist. It's Charles Santora. That name sounds familiar. Oh yes, if I look him up, I see some art that I know. Yeah, illustrated stories are so beautiful. I like my illustrated books as well. So once I have finished knitting this heart, I am going to get myself some tea. So I'm going to take a quick break. My throat apparently does not like reading me for about half an hour in one go. Well, not quite half an hour, but it wasn't much shorter. What have I done here? Please get all the strands of yarn. So yeah, if I do a Little Mermaid reading stream, then I will definitely have to plan that, so I have a hot drink at hand and find places where I can easily take a short break while reading. Because my voice definitely is not used to that. It's rather quiet today. Oh, before I forget about it, next Saturday I will have a stream, even though I usually don't stream on Saturdays, because I have been invited to be part of the crafty party, tea like tea, by Pickle, and she and Kani Bolinchen, I think is the name, are streaming together on Saturday afternoons and are inviting 2 more streamers to join them. And they have invited me for next Saturday, so there will be a stream where I craft and chat with 3 other streamers. Which means I need to figure out how to share 4 streams at once so you can watch here. But it sounds like it's going to be fun. Everyone is crafting on whatever they want to do and showing that, and we chat among each other and with the viewers. I have been there last month when they did this, and it was quite fun to watch. So I'm really looking forward to being part of that. Hello, Mrs. Sermonte, welcome in. Thank you so much for the wait. Kevin, if you are around, can you please do a shout out? Otherwise, I will do so in a moment. I hope you had a great stream today. What were you doing? Midnight Wolf Pup, welcome in. And thank you for the follow. Hello, Mama Rita. She was cross-stitching. Nice. I'm doing fine, thanks. Today's stream was super chill and relaxing. You were cross-stitching. Yeah, today is pretty relaxing here as well. I'm having fun making more subscriber hearts. This one is almost done. So, for everyone who just came in and might not know me, I'm Yvonne from Germany. I knit and crochet a lot. Today I'm making a subscriber heart that is for everyone who subscribes for the first time or gets a gift sub for the first time. I will make them a heart, and they can pick from a bunch of yarns that I have pre-selected. No, that was the wrong command. Yarn without the S. And this one is for Borlak, who picked a wonderful dark red. Yeah, I design patterns for knitting and crochet and sell them. Everything you see down there has been designed by me, and you can get the pattern. Other than that, I do a lot of embroidery on stream. This is a dragon I'm making as a commission for an art swap at the moment. And an ATC I'm working on for an ATC swap with the theme Love. So this is about all that you can find here. I'm mom of a 17-year-old boy who randomly appears on stream occasionally, just because he can. And I live with my partner, who sometimes appears as well. So you love the heart, thank you. The hearts are a lot of fun to make, and I have a whole bunch of them sitting behind me in a vase. And I'm really happy that yeah, I'm making them, and it's great to have such quick projects in between the longer ones, so you actually feel like you have accomplished something and finished something. And Mrs. Mama Rita, lately you were testing lots of knitting hats and gloves. Yeah, I have not knit all that much lately. Besides this, I have worked on some socks. That will be a new pattern. But embroidery has grabbed me at the moment. And Mrs. Monte, you're just learning to cross stitch, so you're working on a stamped Aida. Oh, nice. Do you have a photo or an Instagram you want to share? That goes for everyone. If you have something you have made that you would like to share, please post a link to the photo or your Instagram, or you can join my Discord and post it in the appropriate channel. And yes, please take care of yourself, take a shower, enjoy your luck. Thank you again for coming by and bringing your people. And Mama Rita, you remember when I moved, I was still setting up my room. Yes. By now it's all set up. And I'm very much at home here. I just need to find where my fiber fill has gone to. There it is. So I can finish up this heart. You missed my Sunday story? I was reading Snow White earlier. That's why my voice is still a little bit weird, I think. I'm not used to talking without any interruption for half an hour in one go. Which reminds me, I actually wanted to take a break once I was done knitting on this heart, because I need some tea and a quick break. And okay. What are you working on, Midnight Wolf Pup? But anyway, I'm going to take a short break and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to run an ad break while I'm gone. So you might want to use that opportunity to take care of yourselves as well. Get a drink, use the bathroom, stretch, whatever you need to do. And I will see you in a few minutes.
Tried to find a way to justify missing the signs I knew. My hands were tied the moment we met, and there was more to you. You were only 17, and I was your sixth release. A hostage on a silver plate to you, to you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I paid with my heart once, twice? If I'm blind to who you are, which of us was behind bars? Is it not enough that I barely got out with my life? I still carry every scar.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where
So, I'm back. Background noises are my son and my partner arguing who gets to go first to use the toilet. Because, yeah. Absolutely normal things in this household. And let me see. Midnight Wolf Pup, you are working on an etching. Nice. What technique are you using? We did that once in school, and we used a needle and a sheet of thick plastic to do the etching in. So we could actually do that and print. Etching needle and yes, plexiglass. Yeah, that's what we did in school. So, what do you like to be called? Midnight, Wolf, Wolf Pup? Because I feel the urge to shorten your name. Midnight is fine, okay. Only you don't run them through a press. Normally you make it for the shadow cast. I'm not quite sure what a shadow cast is. Your wife is also set up as Wolf Pup. She's the Wolf Pup. Oh, nice. And so many wolves. I'm going to have a look in a second as soon as I put that fiber fill where it can't escape anymore. Oh, so it is literally a shadow. And there we go. A beautiful rose. That's very nice. If done right, you can have a shadow cast across the room from the light of the sun. Oh. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. And that is how the sheet turned out. Oh, so you have that in colorful, and then the shadow. Yeah. So on the one side you have the colorful sheet, and on the opposite wall you can have the shadow cast. That actually makes sense. This is really beautiful. Great colors as well. Thank you for sharing. I always like to see what other people make. Sorry, I gotta mute myself. Today you're working on the giveaway etching. So are you a streamer as well? Yes, you are. Well, then first let's give you a shout out and then I will give you a follow because I always like to find new crafters and artists that stream. Because it's always fun to watch things that I don't do, so I can learn a bit about it.
Searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. This journey, my name. Let's speed it so. Let's happy for its own sake. We must really make a shot. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, never be alone. Savannah,
Dear Twitch, please load so I can leave a follow. I would like a follow button, please.
Savannah,
So, there you go. A new follow for me. I see you stream a variety of stuff. 7 Days to Die, you do art, you write.
it's gonna come. The birds have just begun. Yeah, yeah. We will always take a step.
Yeah, I will definitely check you out if you stream at a time when I am around.
Let's go back to when we were young.
Where are you from? So I can get an estimate on time zones.
Let's go back to when trees were swung.
Because that's usually the problem with a lot of people I would like to watch, that they are from the US or Canada or something like that and stream at times when I am asleep.
Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a whirl.
So, weaving in the ends here, and then we are going to do this battle because I want to finish this hard. US, Texas, but you fluctuate on times. You tend to stream around midnight your time zone. Oh, yeah, that would be very early in my morning. Like, very early. I think Texas is 6 hours difference. I'm not quite sure. What time is it for you now? It's 6:15 p.m. here. The other day you did a 24-hour stream. I have not been brave enough to try that yet. And to be fair, I would only be able to do that if my partner was not here. Because we have a small apartment. His computer is in the living room. My computer with my streaming setup is in the bedroom, so he would not be able to sleep either if I did a 24-hour stream, and that does not sound good. It's 11 a.m. now, so this is early for you. You normally wake up around 5 p.m. Yeah, if you are up all night, then that makes sense. But 11 a.m., so that's 7 hours. That would be, yeah, if you stream around midnight, that would be 7 in the morning for me. Since I don't have a day job at the moment, I'm usually not up at 7 a.m. You're set for 5 minutes with a coffee before trying to do negotiations with kids to get them to take a bath. Oh yeah, mom life, so glamorous. Luckily mine by now has realized taking regular baths or showers is good. And I don't need to negotiate anymore. He actually showers more often than I do, because he refuses to go out of the house if his hair even is slightly not nice. So we have a heart for Borlak. And yeah, since we only have a shower and our sink is not built to wash your hair in, he can't just wash his hair, so he always takes a shower almost every day. So, heart for Borlak done. And still lots of the red yarn left. Now, Stream Raiders. Let's see, that's not so many units. Hey, where's everyone gone? We used to be more people here. But anyway, let's give us a bonus for fighting here, because they are in a defensive zone, so we go to them. Okay, this is still going nicely. I'm not blaming anyone, I just noticed there's a few players that have left. But we are still going to win this one. We won. Most kills Mama Tate, most assists Andy. 5 gold for everyone. 3 flag bearer scrolls for Andy and 15 gold for Mama Tate. Congrats! So, we can get another battle done before I end for today, because I want to knit some more. So, there we go. Well, then I'm going to get another flying rogue, so I can finish my quest. Let's see, what do I get? Come on. Gold. Gold is always good. So, is there something I can buy? I'm going to get some flag bearer scrolls so I can upgrade that one soon. So you are very welcome, Midnight. And Lady B, yeah, Borlak needs a heart. He's like the lion in the Wizard of Oz. Well, you have said that, not me. Yeah, no problem, Midnight. So, let me check my list. Who is next? So, Borlak is done. And this one will be in progress. That's Despamonte is next with number 19. Please check the old chart. Number 19 is the dark blue with glitter. You are allowed, it's in the contract. So, there we go, dark blue with glitter. Your wife has never seen you do this type of etching before, so she's excited, so you have to pause every so often to show her. Yeah, I get that. I'm the same when I have new crafts or new projects. I show my partner regularly, and when he paints new miniatures, he shows me. Dear camera, what are you doing? Hello? Oh, you are back, Mrs. Lamonte. If you have anything you want to show us, please feel free to do so. I can't speak. Okay, let's try this again. Please feel free to show anything you have made or share a link to your Instagram. Yay! Words! They come out! Sorry about that. Sometimes my brain and the rest of me don't cooperate and I say stupid stuff. I swear to you, I know how language works. I even know how 2 languages work. But sometimes I can't speak in any of them at all. So this is a pretty yarn. Can you see the glitter in it? I like it. Banging above me. So after the Stream Raiders battle I will have to wait, because we will probably have dinner by then. and there is no way I am going to eat a well-filled wrap on stream, because that will only end with my food everywhere, but not in me. So, least favorite round of the project done. I don't like starting things with just a few stitches. That's always fiddly and annoying. But as soon as I got a little bit done, this is really fun. So if anyone has recipes they would like to share, I have a food channel on my Discord now. I have already posted my banana bread recipe there. You can share recipes there, either a link or type them in, or share photos of something you have made that looks yummy. I spoke on the phone with my mom today. They had great weather, so she was outside for a walk and was resting on a bench in the sunshine on a little stream, and I heard the ducks quacking around her, and it sounded really nice. I really am missing that part of my family because they live several hours away on train. So we don't visit often with COVID and all. She has been trying to rope you into playing 7 Days to Die with her. I actually like that game, but my computer doesn't like it, so I will have to wait until I can afford my graphics card update. I like playing games where you build a base. I'm not too fond of the zombie killing aspects of it and the constant threat, but yeah, if you play with several people, it's easier to manage. Because then I don't have to be the one who goes scavenging and is always in danger. I can volunteer to be the one building the base. Yes? Okay. Give me a second, I have to mute myself and explain to my son how to make the dinner he has already made before.
Ja, ja, hab ich was vergessen.
But he forgot. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... Okay. So, that's sorted. Back to chat. Some guys and you will start the forest in a few days. I have never played that and haven't watched people play it either, so I don't know too much about it. And Lady B, you play it with Borlak and Polly, but you don't do much in it as you've no clue what you're doing. I think that's pretty normal. And you like to get stuff rather than build things. Polly is your daughter? Just trying to make sure I'm getting that right. Yeah, I'm someone who likes building bases and being the support in games like this. Ah, is Polly Pockets. Yeah, that I have come across that name before. Yeah, I tried it, but after about half an hour I have explored too much of the world and my computer can't keep up with it anymore. And midnight you're going back to etching for a bit. Yes, enjoy, have fun. Well, except from when I see people appear on stream, I actually don't know how old your kids are. I just know there's 4 of them. As I mentioned earlier, mine randomly appears occasionally. This time he actually wanted something from me. Sometimes he just wants to lurk around in the same room I am in, or wants to make comments on chat. And when the time warp is redeemed, when he is around, he gives me weird looks when I start dancing in my chair. But I don't care. We have a funny clip of that. Behind lips. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again and not knock over my tea. You leave for a minute and you missed the elusive teen. Yeah, he was just in here for 2 minutes and needed information on how to make dinner, which he has done before. But yeah. So, Lady B, eldest Kyle is 20, then you have the 3 girls, Rachel, Melissa and Evie, and they are 13, 10 and 9 years old. And yes, the tea spilled a bit. You do not clip anything. Why? I like clips. They are fun. Thanks, Kevin. So yeah, there was quite a gap after the first one, and then 3 girls. Yeah, I'm waiting for my son to add me on Discord, so I can invite him to yours, but he has not done that yet. I will talk to him again tonight after stream, so you can communicate there. But yeah, why do I need my son on Discord? We talk everywhere, and he does not want to post in mine because that's mom's Discord. That's weird. Tell him if he does it tonight, you let him have an extra piece of cyberware. That might actually be a good incentive. I see, you understand how teenagers work. If all else fails, wipe them. I might do that sometimes to get him to do stuff. And the cyberware has a hidden curse on it. Nope, no magic. Or I don't think there will be magic. Although I'm not too sure with the Cthulhu stuff happening or whatever else you are going to throw in. But yeah, soonish, I don't know yet when, we will start playing a cyberpunk horror crossover role-playing game. It will be streamed by Borlak. and it's going to be great fun. I'm going to play, my son is part of it, Diaz Permonte is in there, and I forgot the full name of Cap. You just make it useless like remote control packs. Captain Slaymore, yeah. I knew it was something with Captain. He always threatened to ground yours from electronics. Well, mine is 17 and he has bought his computer himself, and honestly, it's too much work to get the electronics away from him, to ground him from them. I only do that on extreme occasions, because yes, I have confiscated his monitor for a while in the past, because he was banned from using electronics, and without the monitor he could not use his PlayStation or his computer. So Captain Slaymore is a melee-based fighter class. Probably not. In this case, he's going to be a combat medic. You used it to get them out of the house and out from under your feet, yeah. That I can totally understand. I have never ever grounded my teenager, because that would mean he would be at home more. Captain Slaymore is a half Italian, half American Indian ex-biker with the hands of a serial killer and a real name a lot weirder than any gamer name he could come up with. Now I want to know that name. It's funny because it's true. I still want to know that name. But yeah. I get why you would not post it. I might have to ask him at some point. I, on the other hand, have a real boring real name. Well, not boring, but not unconventional. I mean, you all know that I'm called Yvonne, and my last name is a pretty common last name, so for next week, fix camera issues is for sure on my list of things to do. It's getting worse and I'm getting annoyed by it. I just don't have enough USB slots on my computer. I need to figure out what I can put on the USB hub without losing too much of something. Well, put it this way. You're happy to call me Yvonne during a game. You're fine with being called Phil during the game, but Caps is so weird, it's easier just to call him Cap. You just need a USB hub, either internal or external. Easy to fit as well. Yeah, I have one, but that doesn't work well with my camera, so... not over my teeth. Yeah, an internal solution might work better. But yeah, with the external one, you see what my camera does, and it is a good camera, and it's pretty new, so it's probably not broken. But I might just see if I can swap things around so something else goes into the hub and the camera goes in a separate slot. It will be power. It's always not enough power when using a hub with a camera. Yeah, I will have to see. I might need to crawl under my table and get to my computer so I can switch stuff around. So, we have the beginning of another heart. And we have a Stream Raiders battle. And after that, I'm going to raid someone. So, we are over here. I'm just going to work with haste here because I have no idea what else to do with the spells. So, let's see. Ugh. 2 towers against 1 unit. This does not look good. We need to turn more of those towers. They are killing our units off. No. No. We have lost this one. Well, we have to stop on a loss here today and try that again next time, because it's almost dinner time and I want to have a moment or two to spend with whoever I'm going to raid. So, let me see who is online. You have started putting the system together and working out some house rules. Once that's done, we can create the characters. Yay! Exciting! So, who is online today? Oh, I know who I'm going to wait. We are going to wait Jan Liberated, who has stream anniversary today, does crochet and is a wonderful person who had to stop streaming and doing crafting for a while due to tendonitis in the hands. So yeah, we are going there. Here are your wait calls. Oh yeah, type the command correctly and it will actually give you a result. So sub weight looks like this if you are a sub. Now let's get this weight started. I thank all of you for being here, for talking to me, for lurking, for playing Stream Raiders, however you enjoyed the stream. I'm very happy that you were here. Thanks for the follow, Midnight Pup, and for the raid, Mrs. Sermonte. And Liv, thanks for the follow as well. And I hope to see you soon. Next stream will be on Tuesday. Bye!
Essen fertig.
Someone that I've hung out with before. Thank you so much for bringing your community here. Oh my goodness gracious. I do have a channel trailer, brand new channel trailer, that I'm gonna switch over and show real quick. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out for our stream anniversary. Oh my goodness. Okay, switch to this and I'll see you all in a minute. So I'm not starting another project when I didn't finish the other one. Oh my gosh. Can you see this paw? Got a little paw. And I'm getting raked over the snow coals right now. Spoiler alert, it's cat related. Over here on a wild fruit chase trying to find the watermelon of my dreams. I have my black cat and my witch hat. Look at this chin bean. Sometimes I'm like, why don't I get more crocheting done during the week when I'm not streaming? And then I think about this. It's perfect for like what I would call creative sitting approaches. Yeah, I mean, it's just gay sitting.